Let me bang. I do let you bang. Hey, let me bang you, James, man. I let you bang. I let you bang. Greetings, marriage and virgins.
Go for Jesus. No forget Jesus, people.
Hey, I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time once again for your favorite mixed martial arts podcast. Recording out of Los Angeles, California, it's MMA Roasted with Adam Hunter.
Who the fuck is that guy?
What's up, people? MMA Roasted today. Got you with the Dream Team. We got Greg Romero Wilson.
Hey.
We got Sean McCorkle. Don, the Predator Frye, should be joining us. I like that Black Crow shirt. You saw them recently, right?
Yeah. I saw them when they came through. You know, this last year, I bought tickets to everything.
Yeah.
Number one,
awesome
because we
is I
missed
have
the
a-
whole year.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about my shirt because it's Atlanta Falcons. Like, is that a Black Crow to you, Adam? Because it doesn't look like one to me.
And all of a sudden, it's racist. Like, do all black birds look the same to you, Adam?
But it was a good show.
Oh, it's unbelievable. It's great because now they're old. They're not fighting with each other. You know, they actually just enjoy being able to play and have hit songs now. So they put on one of the best shows I've seen them do.
Dude, Super Bowl weekend, I'm trying to look for Valentine's Day presents for my wife, right? And in LA, that's where the Super Bowl is. A bunch of concerts are coming through. And one of them is Green Day and Miley Cyrus. And I'm pretty the other one is Machine Gun Kelly and Halsey. And I used to love Machine Gun Kelly. He was a rapper. I can't get into the whole new, like, this new genre. He's sort of like Fall Out Boy thing. It's just not really my thing. I mean, it's good music. It's just not my thing. But I don't know. You saw Green Day. They put on a great show, right?
I love it. It's like they're really trying to capture Dad's and Daughter's Day, I guess. Here's a band your dad remembers, and here's a girl your daughter remembers.
Yeah. But it's like $200 a ticket, and I'm like, I liked them, but not for $500.
That's a lot. Yeah. Really.
Yeah.
To have to sit through Miley Cyrus just to get to Green Day, that's tough.
I almost would rather see Miley Cyrus at this point. But yeah, I hear you, man.
I saw Green Day. They were fucking fantastic.
Nice.
Like I said, I bought tickets to everything. Me and the wife went to everything this last year. It was great.
What's the best concert you've been to, Sean?
Brendan Schaub stand-up comedy.
Of course. Really, that's one. You got one in so far.
What's the
Best concert? I don't know. I saw the Rolling Stones, I think, last year, and it was odd because they were old, man, like really, really old. It was yeah.
Dude, I saw them in the 90s, and they were really old then.
Yeah.
Wait, the question was the best concert, and you said that the Rolling Stones were old. What's the all
actually
right.
probably Boys to Men in Las Vegas for $10 a ticket in 1999, probably 2000 or something.
Dude, that sounds like a great time.
Don Frye, how are
didn't
you?
you just go see? Oh, is Don here? Hey.
Hey, what's happening? Hey, what's going on?
Don, what's the best concert you've ever been to, Don?
AC/DC back in the 80s, back in the 80s.
Woo, I bet, boy. Woo.
Yeah.
That was when they were.
That was a good
they were
one.
in their prime right then.
Yeah,
Was that with the old lead singer or the new lead singer? Or which
the
one?
old lead singer.
For the first one. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably me. I'd say the Rolling Stones or Guns N' Roses were the two best concerts I've been to, or DMX.
Shook Me All Night Long is still probably one of the greatest rock songs, if not the greatest rock song of all time.
Ever. I was actually driving my kid to school today, and We're Not Gonna Take It came on the radio. We're not gonna.
Yeah. That guy had one hit, D. Snyder.
It had a couple. It had two or three.
That was a good hit.
It was.
It was a great video, man.
Yeah,
Great
man.
video.
I actually saw them in concert, and they played. They
Animal House.
They opened for Alice Cooper, and they played that song 5 different times, 5 different
I
ways.
was going to say, that's all you got.
They played it as a ballad, as a thing, as spoken word. They had a hip hop version. It was ridiculous.
So they were the exact opposite of Brendan Schaub. They don't take it 5 different ways.
So Don, you were at the fights. I know we're not going to talk about something because of some stuff, but what did you think of the actual heavyweight fight between Ngannou and Cyril Gahn.
Well, I fell asleep during the middle of it, so
Well, listen, so did Ngannou.
yeah.
You know what? I was impressed, man. The guy had a torn MCL, a torn ACL, and still found out a way to win. I mean, because when you have a torn ACL, you can't really pivot on your foot. It's hard to pivot on that foot. But
that was impressive. That explains a lot, you know. For him to be able to fight, that's very impressive. I remember when I made my comeback back in 2001 against Gilbert Ivel. You know, I torn my adductor and sprained my groin on the other side, and I couldn't move laterally. You know, and thank God he came to fight, or else, you know, all he had to do was stick and move. But he came to fight, so that's the only thing that saved it.
Didn't he finger your eyes out in that fight?
He did not finger me in that fight. Jeez, he never fingered me.
I think he said your eyes. Did he poke your eyes?
Did he poke your eyes out in that fight?
Oh, my God.
I love that.
You got to find another way to
fingered him.
Wait, no, right? Sean, that was the fight, right? Didn't he try to grab his eyes? Didn't he poke his eyes out?
Yeah, like 10 different times, and Don just kept fighting. He didn't even complain to the ref. He just kept going. And I was like, I saw that probably in 2004 on a Pride DVD I bought. I hadn't seen the fight. And I watched it, and I was like, number one, Don was in phenomenal shape. Andy had shaved his body hair for the fight, which was impressive, except for his mustache. And then he came out and just kept getting poked. I hated Gilbert Ivel from that point on, and had a chance to almost fight him in the UFC. I said yes, and they said no. So
wow. Now, Don, the guy keeps poking you in the eyes and raking your eyes. What keeps you from, like, complaining to the ref?
Well, that's the thing. As soon as the fighter complains to the ref, it's over. He's out of the fight. You know, because he's looking for the referee to save him.
So you were just like, fuck it, I'm not gonna. Because McCorkle, you used to complain to the ref all the time.
Yeah, I complained even when I was winning. Like, come on, this guy what's going on?
I'm clearly winning.
I actually did have a couple times where I complained the ref to stop the fight because I was fighting a guy that shouldn't be in there with me, and he was like having strokes and nearing death. And I look at the ref like, dude, come on, I don't want to hit this guy anymore. Like I almost killed Jonathan Ivey. I hit him like 600 times and they wouldn't stop it. So,
wow. Yeah, and your hands, you have the biggest hands. I can't believe your gloves even fit.
They usually didn't.
Fuck.
I had the UFC ones because they said I was still birded, and I said, no, man, I at least double or triple. My hands are too big. And he kept ensuring once I got my hands wrapped, they wouldn't go on. And so then the next UFC, one of my cornermen made the mistake of complaining to someone at the UFC that my gloves were too small. And Bert called me up. You know who Bert is, right? The guy used to run the show for him.
Yeah, Bert Watson.
He called me up, cussing me out, going off on me. If you got a problem with me, this and that. I said, I don't even know what you're talking about, Bert. And he said, somebody's complaining about your gloves. I said, it wasn't me. And then we were fine after that. But I thought it was awesome that the first phone call I get, he's like, listen, motherfucker, you got a fucking problem with me. I was like, who is this? He's like, it's Bert. I said, what happened? You're saying I didn't know how to pick your glove size. I was like, dude, I didn't say anything. I don't know what you're talking about. So.
That's great. Now, who did you think won the Brandon Moreno Figgy fight, Don?
I think Moreno won that fight. I think he got ripped off. You know?
Greg?
I have to agree. I thought the same thing, even though I bet on the other guy was glad he won. I was like, the whole fight, I was like, well, he didn't do enough to take the title back. He just didn't. I don't know how you could give it.
He dropped him 3 times.
I thought Moreno was definitely had better. He was more aggressive. He threw better punches. He hit him more, made more contact. Thought he did so much more in the fight than Figueiredo. Figueiredo landed a couple of good ones that put him on his ass a couple times. But overall, over the course of the fight, I thought Moreno I thought he definitely did enough to retain his title.
Sean?
I thought Moreno won, but it may have been because I had 7 different parlays counting on him winning. So, yeah, he probably, by losing, he probably cost me a couple grand. So what I would have made. So.
Oh, my God.
He's no Amanda Nunes.
Oh, my God. No, what did you think of the girl who was the former stripper, Vanessa Demopoulos, who jumped into Joe Rogan's lap? You guys watch that? It was on the Fight Pass.
I saw
I didn't see that.
Yeah. She did a split, and was like, Rogan, and just jumped in his arms. Like, literally just jumped in his arms. He was, like, carrying her. It was kind of funny. It was actually kind of funny.
What weight is she?
She's 115. And she won by armbar. She got dropped pretty damn hard. Came back and won and looked really good. Looked actually really good. What did you
think of the fight, Adam?
150-pound strippers do look really good.
That's right, boy. You're damn right about that.
Well, which one? The Moreno Figgy fight?
Yeah.
I had a 2-2 going.
Can you please stop calling him Figgy? It's just fucking weird.
Figueredo's too hard to pronounce. I thought that they had the right call, to be honest. I think it was close, but I don't think that like Ty goes to the champ because they never do that. One thing about it, that always happened like in boxing, but they never do it. So why should it happen once every 10 times? You know. And I think that it was close, but I think that Figueredo won. But I think those guys could fight 10 times. It'd be 5-5. It was, there's just so even those guys. And
look, it was a hell of a fight, that's for sure. But he really did. He would catch Moreno pretty good right on the jaw and just set him right on his fucking ass.
I'll tell you who looked great was that guy Said Nurmagomedov.
Oh my God! I knew it too. He did exactly what you figured he was going to go out and do. He was going to go out, fucking bully him out, wrestle him, fucking beat him up really fast. I mean, that was something else.
Cody Stamen is no joke. I mean, the fact that he just did that so easily to him.
Like nothing. Performance of the Night award he got for that.
Yeah, and then Victor Henry, another guy, that Josh Barnett thing, that was great against Ronnie Barcelos. I think that was Don, did you watch that fight, Victor Henry versus Barcelos?
No, I didn't. No.
It was like the last fight on the undercard. So what, you got there for the main event?
Yeah, because it was leaned outside for my tickets. They had my tickets at will call, and then my friends took my tickets so that they could meet me somewhere, with some staff to get in easier and faster. And that ended up being a mistake because then they couldn't find the guy who had the tickets and then blah, blah, blah. So we spent a half hour or more outside waiting for them to show up my tickets.
So you're standing outside by yourself. Are people recognizing you left and right?
Oh, no. We went in there. We were sitting there waiting in one of the rooms with, some of the people who were, wanting people and stuff. They were real polite. They let me sit down. And all that. I mean, they were real good. And I was like calling on my phone to these guys, hey, these people are getting a little suspicious here. I've been here for 20 minutes now,
Yeah.
I got my word.
Well, you look good, man. You look like you were walking. You look like you're in shape. It was good to see, man, because a couple years ago, this was not the case. So happy.
Yeah, your legs look like they worked. Your hands look like they worked. Everything looked like it was working, Don. Good to see it.
Yeah, it did.
So, guys, hopefully, if you're listening to the podcast or watching, hopefully in a year or two we could talk about stuff that happened. But right now we can't. All right. So
which sucks. I know everyone's going to be – I've been getting messages like, I can't wait till the next episode. I'm like, I don't know.
So meanwhile, so my kids had a wrestling match yesterday, right? It was the second match of the season. And it was straight comedy. I mean, it's hard because I got mostly sixth graders. And, like, they're all brand new. And when you're sixth grade, most of the kids don't know their body. And the wrestling teams that had like club teams, so some of the kids are actually really good. They're wrestling all year round. And my kids are like the fucking Bad News Bears. I mean, literally just like one thing after. One kid wears a mask every day in practice, right? I have no idea what he looks like, right? So then he goes out in the match and he's had some mask on and he's covering his eyes. So
oh my God!
And he's doing well. And he kind of has long hair. So I like. Basically, he looks like he's in like the Taliban. Like you can't see it. So and it's like
they're like Mankind from WWE.
So yeah, it's like 5-5 going into the third. I just go out there and rip his fucking mask off. I'm like, bro, take this off. Like, and then I'm like, well, I go, it's a pretty good looking kid. Like, it's like I never actually. And he's like, thanks, coach. I'm like, I don't know. He can even speak English. This kid. Like, I didn't know anything. He never spoke. And he had a mask on the whole time, and the kid won. Then another time, like the ref made a call where I guess I always thought, Don, you can't lock your hands unless you have a pinning combination or you have a leg. Otherwise, it's 1 point for the other guy. Well, now they have a thing now where you can lock your hands, but you have like your head around and shoulder in, and they call it from top. It's basically they call it like a lazy headlock, which I'd never seen before. So I'm like, ref, he's locking hands. He's like, no, he's not. I go, so then after the match, the ref's a nice guy, and he's like, hey, man, I got the rule book, and he showed me the rule book and this and that. I was like, I don't think this is right. Let's call Ben Askren. So I called Ben Askren on FaceTime, and Ben's like, no, the ref is right. So and the guy couldn't believe I knew Ben Askren. He's like, this is the happiest day of my life. The ref was like so nice. So I got
He probably couldn't believe Ben was conscious after hearing his phone ring.
Don, what were you saying?
Wait till he finds out you know Sean McCorkle.
Oh, my God.
Wait until Ben Askren finds out that guy voluntarily judged refs 6-year-old boys.
Dude, then this one kid who, like, is constantly driving me crazy, like, you know, just not listening to anything I say. So he actually is winning his match. He's actually a decent wrestler, but his, like, ADHD. So he's winning he's got 30 seconds left, and he goes to me, he goes, Coach, all I got to do now is stall. I'm like, you don't yell that.
Well,
and he was right, but like, why would he yell that? I go, no, you're not going to stall. Go for the pin. Like, dude, it's then this girl shows up, right? This kid on my team's like, hey, my cousin wrestled. She's a girl wrestler. She's the first girl to wrestle for Berkeley College. I'm like, oh wow, for the guys team. So she shows up. She's like this, like, you know, just like a little bull, like just like a, you know, eyebrow ring, muscular, just, and she's helping out. I don't know this girl, but she's cousins with the kid on the team, and the mom's a parent. So I'm like, oh, she can help out. So I figure she's a normal coach, right? So we have a girl on the team who's wrestling. She goes, I got this, coach. She runs in the middle of the mat, like outside the circle, and just starts screaming at the girl. Dude, I'm like, she can't just go in the middle. Like this, like, dude, this fucking coach is crazy. Like, she, like, literally just screaming 4 inches from the girls. I'm like, dude, everyone in this fucking team is fucking crazy. Yeah, it's funny though, because Don, I like tell the ref, I'm like, hey, just so you know, guys, you know, these kids are brand new, so if there's any locking hands, you know, don't call it really. Just give us a warning, blah, blah, blah. And then there's a close match, and I go, ref, locking hands, like right away. What I said was complete bullshit. But yeah, so we're doing all right. It's fun. We have one more. I honestly feel like Johnny from Cobra Kai. I feel like him, 100%. So
well, you knew what you were getting into.
I love it. I mean, it keeps me young. And then I had my daughter with me, which was awesome. And then she said to me the other day. She goes, what did she send me? I don't know. She asked me. She goes, Daddy, how come men can't have babies? I was like, watch CNN. They can.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought you guys appreciate that. All right, back to fighting. All right, so Greg, how's Vegas?
Vegas is fun. Last night at about 5 a.m., the alarm starts going off, and it's like, boo, boo, and a voiceover comes on. It's like, this is an emergency. Evacuate the building. This is an emergency. Evacuate the building. And so everyone kind of staggers out into the hallway, and they're looking around like, is this real? Is this happening? Is this now? At that point, I remembered, oh, they have this virtual assistant that they text you. So I texted, I'm like, hey, is this a real emergency? And they text me back, and they're like, no, it's not real. You're fine. False alarm. I go back to sleep. Meanwhile, Jack Jr., who's my feature this week, great comedian, he's out in the fucking stairwell playing Action Jackson.
Oh, no.
He's carrying seniors to safety and shit.
Oh,
God. He's standing out in the street in his fucking underwear, and then they're like, false alarm, you go back.
Oh, God. That's kind of funny, though. Sean, by the way, Sean, do you get COVID or no?
No, I don't test for that, so I don't really know or care. Like, I'm not I feel better now, so that's all that matters. I think the alarm was probably they saw someone with their mask off at the hotel in Las Vegas. And they're like, dude, we got to shut this place down. Somebody wasn't wearing a mask. That's how it was when I was out there last week or the week before. Yeah. But yeah, it's ridiculous.
Dude, I was in Iowa last week, and I was flying, and I always set the alarm off. I always have something in my pocket. I have nothing in my pocket, but they're always like, oh, there's a lick. Like, for some reason, I always have to get patted down. And you know, these people, like, they take their job.
Because you're a hot girl.
Dude, these people take their job way too seriously. This like fat older guy was like, all right, here's what I'm going to do, buddy. I'm going to take my hands. I'm going to rub them against you. Then I'm going to go like this. Then I'm going to go up and down. And he goes, then I'm going to, like, telling me how he's going to molest me. And I'm like, bro, just go. Just do it. Like, I got no sleep. It's 5:30 in the morning. like just whatever you're gonna do, if you're gonna just jerk me off, just fucking let me get the fuck through the thing. You know, I don't care. And then he's like, then he does it. He goes, whatever's bothering you, I hope your day gets better. I'm like, you were fucking bothering me.
You were bothering me. You're the one bothering me. It's getting better because you're not bothering me anymore.
Dude, then the guy behind me has to go next. And he does the same thing, and he goes, that's okay. I got fondled more when I used to wrestle. Ho, ho, ho. Like making jokes to the guy. And then the guy's like, oh, who'd you wrestle for? I'm like, dude, get me the fuck out of here. Like, I don't want to be like, does that happen to you, Greg? Do they fucking jerk you off halfway fucking through every time you go through the security? No?
No.
Like, you know, this fucking easy pass, whatever thing, right?
Yeah, are you not TSA pre-check?
No.
Dude, it's the best $80 you'll ever spend in your fucking life. By the way, speaking of COVID, the first room I got here, I'm pretty sure the guy in the room next to me had full on fucking get COVID because he was over there fucking dying. All I could hear is everybody, and I'm like, can it go through walls? Is it gonna? I had to go. I was like, I need a different room. I can't fucking be next to this guy. He's fucking got COVID.
Oh God.
Sounds like me when I look at my bet slip when Marino blows the fight, ready to die.
So
hey, this Michelle. We didn't talk about the Pereira fight versus that Fialo guy.
Oh yeah, Pereira looked good. I mean, he's getting better and better. He's getting less and less exciting. He's not.
Yeah, but that's true. He still does a little bit of it, flashes of it, like the Superman punch and stuff. But that Fialo guy, if he had more time to train, he put up a real challenge. He was a tough nut. That guy.
I think he just thought it was a boxing match, though.
Yeah.
Like he literally just only boxed.
Yeah.
What did you think of that guy's moves, Don?
I don't remember. I don't remember which guy you're talking about, partner.
There was a guy that was doing like flips in the octagon and like cartwheels, and
it was on the main card. He had like the long hair.
Yeah.
You know what? I wouldn't watch something like that. If I saw that, I'd start looking at the girls. You know, fuck.
I hear you, man. I hear you. All right, so a couple things coming up right now. We got Eagle FC January 28th. That's tomorrow night, right?
Yeah, tomorrow the 28th. Yep.
The main card is Tyrone Spong versus Sergei Karatinov, who's 33.
You know, of all those fights that they had at 270, only one of them made TMZ.
I know. Dude, this is such a. I feel like I have a naked chick with fucking her legs spread. I can just talk to her. I have to just talk to her right now.
Right. You can't fuck her. You're like, but it's just right there. It's right
I'm
there.
looking at the vagina. It's just wet, and it's just like it's saying, "Come to me," and nothing's happened. I have to be like, "No, let's just talk. I want to get to know you better." So, you ever have that, Sean? You take a girl home, she wants to talk to you the whole time. It's like 3 a.m.
No, probably my ex-wife, but she didn't want to talk to me. So,
I was gonna say, I feel like the kind of lady that's drawn to McCorkle isn't a big talker.
McCorkle, you married the first girl you had sex with, huh?
Yeah, I actually got married as a virgin at 19 years old because, like, I was raised that you wait for marriage, all that in church, and like stuff like that. So it's I wasn't. Neither of us. We were both virgins. We got married at 19, and I'm pretty sure we were almost virgins when we got divorced at 32. Still. There wasn't much a difference between being married and not at that point.
My wife literally just walked in right when you said that. Hey, Bree, how's it going? Thank you. So it was the vagina was saying no. I'm saying not the vagina. I'm saying we can't talk about something. No, the vagina wasn't saying come to me. All right. Okay. So,
yes, it was, Bree. It totally was.
Yeah, I heard it.
Thank you. Don, did you ever have a girl you took home after a fight that was just not all she wanted to do was talk?
After a fight? No.
Or like after a night at the bar? You ever pick up a girl, take her home?
Yeah, I took her home and then I escorted her right out the door too. So.
You're a gentleman. What are you doing for Valentine's Day, Don?
When's Valentine's Day?
February 14th every year.
Probably when the arraignment is.
What? You fucker.
That's the day the judge gives him a wink and a nod and says, "Good job, Don."
Sean, you just got engaged. What are you doing Valentine's Day?
I don't know, man. We haven't really made a plan yet. We're definitely not going anywhere after that last experience in Las Vegas. So probably just shop online for more $10,000 dogs. I don't know.
It's very romantic.
Try and find an old copy of Boys to Men.
Yeah, go to Boys to Men. And Greg, what about you?
The wife actually hates Valentine's Day. She thinks it's a stupid made-up fucking thing, so I'm off the hook.
Dude, your wife hates birthdays, anniversaries, Valentine's Day. Did you build her?
Dude, I know. I tell you, it's a lot. I get a lot of free passes.
I don't understand any of it. You guys never argue. You never fight. She doesn't want kids. She doesn't expect anything of you.
Well, I wouldn't say she doesn't expect anything of me, but I mean, she's very accepting of how little I have to offer.
Greg beat me to the joke I was formulating in my mind.
Like, how did this happen? Greg, how did you find this? Where did you meet her?
In LA, man. Listen, she's just, you know what I mean? You get lucky sometimes. And I was smart enough to stick with it, you know?
Did she need a green card?
Not fuck it up.
Was it like a whole green card situation or something, or no?
No, but it was a bit of a hostage situation.
Greg,
she basically has Stockholm syndrome, is what it is. So
good for you, Greg. Good for you.
That's real.
Now, all right, now
McCorkle with the dark web report. Hey, that's real.
That was the creepiest thing Sean's ever said. Out of all the things in the podcast, the seriousness which he said that. All right, so Karatinov should beat Tyron Spong in MMA unless he gets knocked out. But the next one, Rashad Evans, Gabriel Checow. Man, this one, I really hope Rashad wins. McCorkle, thoughts on this one?
Yeah, it's a little odd, man. I don't know that he can't be making that much money, so I don't think he can be doing it for the money. So I don't know. I don't know why Rashad's fighting again. It's strange, man. He's got to be in his mid-40s, right? I think he's as old as me.
These guys just hired Chael Sonnen to be the announcer. They're putting all kinds of money into it. Everyone's getting paid, I think, pretty well. I feel like this money's coming from like the Middle East. It seems like Eagle FC. So I don't know, man. Maybe there is a lot of money in this situation.
They're burning somebody's money.
What do you think, Don? Who wins this fight, Checo or Rashad Evans?
Oh yeah, I want him to win for sure, but I mean, how old is
Rashad? I think he was born in. I think he was.
No, how old is Checo?
Oh, Checo. Rashad's 42.
Rashad's 42.
And then Checo is, but he's not that young either. He's 35. He's 12-5.
Well, that's a good age.
He lost to Ian Heinisch.
That's a good age for a fighter. Fuck.
Yeah, he's lost his last two. He's been knocked out.
What's his record?
He's 12-5. He lost to the Beverly Hills Ninja, Jordan Wright, and he lost to Ian Heinisch, two good guys that are UFC guys. And then he beat Mike Jasper. He beat a bunch of guys. He lost to Jake Collier by rear naked choke in 2014. He's a high-level black belt. He's from Brazil.
Where does someone even see Eagle FC?
Well, that's what's weird. They're televising it for free. So, like, I don't know, like on some app or something. It doesn't make sense. They're not even trying to get $3.99 or anything.
On FLX Cast. That's where they're doing it. The next night, Ryan Bader is taking on Valentin Moldavsky for the heavyweight title. Bader is undefeated at heavyweight. I mean, he beat Matt Mitrione and Fedor at heavyweight, which is like, right? Didn't he beat? Which is kind of crazy.
Somebody before that too. Another heavyweight before that too.
But he gets fucked up when he goes to 185 or to 205. He lost to Corey Anderson. He beat Machida. He lost to Nemkov. He lost to Chick Congo, but that was the eye poke. He beat Fedor Mitrione and knocked out King Mo. And he also knocked out Linton Vassell and beat Phil Davis. And he beat Nogueira back in the UFC. But he lost to Corey Anderson his last fight. He got knocked out in 1 minute. Who do we like in this fight?
Wait.
He lost to Corey at 205. Moldavsky, though, is 11-1, coming off a win off Tim Johnson, Roy Nelson, Javi Ayala, beat Linton Vassell. His last loss was in 2015 to Yuta Uchida. in Ryzen. So, I mean, on paper, Moldavsky should win. Bader's such a weird fighter, though. He actually might win this. Who do you think wins?
So he beat Big Country?
Yeah, he beat Big Country. But Big Country's lost 5 in a row, or 5 out of 6.
Oh, how did he beat him?
He beat him by points.
He scored a lot of points on him.
He won 30-27, unanimous. Who do we like in this? Don Frye.
Well, obviously, I like the ASU boy, shit. Since I'm an ASU boy myself, shit. So, but I'm going to wait for McCorkle to make his announcement, and then I'm going to bet on the other guy.
Don, who wins this?
Yeah, I'm going to go just because he said that. I'm going Bader also. I think he'll if he's fighting the guy I think he's fighting, I'm pretty sure I watched that fight against Roy Nelson. The guy did not look very good. So I'm going to go with Bader on better cardio and better wrestling.
And then Greg?
Bader's the only one of these guys I know, so I would go with Bader. So
yeah, and then once again, they don't tell you when it is. Basically, you have to find it. Classic Bellator announcing. I mean, you got to
watch Eagle Fighting Championship to find out when Bellator is. They're going to announce it on there.
And the card is stacked. Ben Henderson is fighting, who's 28-11. He's had some rough goes. He lost to Brent Primus his last fight, lost to Jason Jackson, lost to Chandler. He lost 3 in a row. His last win was in 2019 against Miles Jury. But he's fighting a guy against Islam Mamedov, who's 21-1, who beat Brent Primus, lost by draw, basically PFL, one of those like majority draw things where I think it's like 2 rounds or something or some weird shit. I've
never heard of a guy losing by draw. That's an interesting.
It literally he says lost declared a majority draw. I think at like the PFL, like I think they did it was like whoever won the first round or something won or something. Like it was like because it was like they had to have 2 fights in the same night, but they couldn't do 3 fights. It was like 2-minute rounds. It was like some weird shit that what I'm talking about.
I shouldn't have been fighting in the PFL because whoever wins the first round wins the fight. I'd be undefeated still.
No kidding. They just call it 1
2 minutes
round
into the second.
Yeah, they just call it 1 round fight league.
Yeah. That's why I used to tell my son. I told him I was as good as anybody in the world for the first 2.5 minutes. Like I completely gas out 3 minutes into a fight, but other than that, I was doing really well.
So who do we like in this one, Don?
I'll go with Israel.
Islam.
I think Israel.
Islam.
Islam.
Yeah.
Right.
The first time guys ever backed Israel.
Yeah, Islam and Israel don't really sometimes.
I was going to say, that's a mistake.
Well.
They might not like you, man.
Yeah, they were not happy with me right now. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'm not even sure what that even means, but okay. All right. So, also, by the way, on a different note, Misha Tate is going to be on Celebrity Big Brother. Hope you guys know that. That's some MMA news.
I hope you guys know that.
Does anybody care?
She's going to join Lamar Odom, Todd Bridges, Chris Kattan, and Chris Kirkpatrick.
So this isn't Big Brother. This is Big Brother Rehab Edition.
That's what. Yeah, I was going to say. When did Misha get addicted to heroin, and why isn't she the champion if she did?
Yeah.
Lamar Odom, we know what happened to him. Todd Bridges got mad at me because I told you he was golfing in some like celebrity golf tournament, the Scott Baio like celebrity golf tournament. And then and they told me to roast people while they golfed. So right before he swung, I go, "What was jail like?" And he was like, "What?" And then
what a dick! Oh my god!
But then he was a nice guy. He beat up Vanilla Ice back in the day.
I was gonna say this whole cast sounds like it's court ordered.
Chris Kattan, I just heard horror stories from comedy on the road.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Dude, I saw his stand-up. It was actually really funny. He was obviously on meth or something, or a bunch of coke, but it was really funny.
Really?
It was no Brendan Schaub, but it was still good.
You went and saw Chris Kattan?
Yeah, he came to Indianapolis, and we went, and I didn't expect much because I didn't expect him to really be a stand-up. Like I thought he just dressed like a little monkey boy or whatever and did that stuff. But man, it was he was coked out. He was on something, but man, it was funny.
He had a massive coke problem for a long time.
So Misha might be the only sober one in this class. I mean, Chris Kirkpatrick, I only know him from the Eminem song. Chris Kirkpatrick, ass kicked. Worse than a Limp Bizkit bastard.
He was the one that looked just like Eddie Bravo in the Backstreet Boys, I think.
I think he was in
Or
NSYNC,
wait,
right?
no, maybe he was in sync.
Yeah.
Either way, I used to, when I first got on the underground, I would post videos of Chris Kirkpatrick dancing. I'd say Eddie Bravo's on top of his game this week, and Eddie Bravo hated my guts. I didn't know he actually posted on the underground. I was just trying to be funny. And then ended up Eddie Bravo wouldn't even talk to me in person when I saw him.
Oh, well, we got to talk about this.
It's amazing. You know what? You're the only one that can burn a bridge you haven't even crossed.
Right.
Most people wait to cross the bridge and then burn it.
You should have been in the elevator with me and Matt Hughes after I got in UFC, and my book review had 9 million views about his autobiography. That was awkward.
What's up, people? BetOnline would like to wish you a very happy new betting year as we continue to march to the playoffs and beyond. BetOnline remains the #1 spot for all the best sports wagering action for 2022. It's a new year. It's a new updated desktop and mobile website to sign up today and receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Just use the promo code CLNS50 to get started. They got football, basketball, hockey, boxing, UFC, to your favorite Vegas casino games. Don't wait to take advantage of the amazing offers available for 2022. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to wager on all your favorite sports. BetOnline, where the game starts. All right, check them out now. Well, we got to talk about the Pillow Fighting Championship, guys. This is the
Oh, yes.
It's a very big deal.
Well, you got to take it seriously when they compete in culottes. That's the athletic short of the future right there.
Like, why are they wrapping their hands?
Got to protect those wrists when you're using the light bags.
I mean, there's a crowd for this.
What is with it? They're all swing. This is the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life. They're not even trying to pull each other's tops off. Like, what is this? Where's the oil? Where's anything that pillow fighting's supposed to be about? She just rolled. Why did she roll?
She went for...
Just roll. Like, but not as any kind of attack, just to roll. Like, just an extraneous, you know what? Now would be a great time to roll.
Do you guys think this is the sport of the future or what?
I mean, it's got its thumb going its way. It drew more people than Schaub's Raleigh comedy show.
Oh, boy, that's 4 at least today, boy. Woo!
I don't understand. I mean, the Pillow Fighting Championship, by the way, I don't know. By the way, so Don Frye, by the way, there's a whole thread about you. We're not going to talk about why, but some of these pictures that are going on right now about you, Don, I honestly wish you could figure out how to use your Zoom because you would actually love to see this. But
where are they at?
They're on the underground. We're not going to talk about why they're there, but they have some old pictures of you. Not old, but so there he is right here. You guys looking at him?
Oh, yeah, there's that mug.
Have you ever seen a more manly image than that in your life?
Now,
like,
there was
the most
really
masculine thing I've ever seen.
Damn.
Now, there was a movie where you killed Johnny Depp?
Yeah. Public Enemies.
What movie was that?
Public Enemies.
Public
Oh,
Enemies.
right. Public Enemies.
What was that like, working with Johnny Depp?
It was good, man. He was a really cool dude. I was really disappointed to hear him hate on Trump so bad, you know, because he was really good on set. And after he was done shooting, he'd stay out there signing every autograph from fans. He'd be out there for 4, 5, 6 hours, you know, signing every fucking autograph.
Well, you could separate the person from their political views. You know, there's lots of good people that vote different ways. Here's a video of you versus Akebono. I still can't believe that fight. That was the craziest thing. I mean, they have you looking up. This guy is like 4 times the size of you.
Yeah, he was 7 foot tall. Yeah.
God damn, look at that. And
then there's you in Arizona State, by the way. You're in your wrestling singlet, and there's 3 trophies in front of you. Well, when did you win what was that, the national championships? What were those trophies for?
No, those are Pac-10 championships. Those are team championships. Yeah,
dude, they look like they're trophies for crushing ass. That's what that looks like.
Yeah, well, I
tell you what, that
got some
camera
of
flash
those.
must have been super bright.
And then
He's wearing sunglasses. That's what I'm getting on. All right.
and people are comparing you to Rick Rude. They said you and Rick Rude, ravishing Rick Rude, and then someone did an actual like a mashup of you and ravishing Rick Rude. Of you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they put your face on his hair.
And no one can tell the difference.
Yeah, and then they go, I mean, this even like there's a face that you just do not want to see, and then someone, here we go, and then there's one of you, you and Rick Rude. So did you work with Rick Rude? Were you guys friends?
No, I never got to meet the guy, man, unfortunately. And I heard he was a really good, solid guy. And, I wanted to, but, he
Look at this.
passed away before I had this opportunity.
I mean, this is so funny. Like, you and Rick Rude's body is hilarious. Man. Yeah, dude. So many of those wrestlers died at such a young age. It sucks. It seems like the new crop is doing better. The new crop of wrestlers. You don't hear that many, like the CM Punk, like that genre seems to be doing a lot better than Mr. Wonderful and yada yada.
I know I saw today Stone Cold Steve Austin is like 57 today, and they were putting a bunch of stuff online about him. And I'll tell you, the one thing I always respect about that guy is he would fake fight anybody, any place, anytime. So.
Hey, Sean, when they offered you a contract with WWE, did you have to actually try out?
No, I went and did there was a guy that put on a little like local show, and he's kind of like one of their feeder leagues or something, he knows them all. And he wanted me to come out and try one of their shows, and I did it, and he kind of evaluated me. And he said, "You want me to call?" He said, "They're interested. Do you want me to like make the introduction?" And I asked him what would it be, and he told me what the stand. I mean, they didn't actually officially give me an offer on paper, but he said they'll sign you because he had talked to me. So once they talk to you, like they'll want to sign you. I promise you, they're already looking at you and this and that. But he just said you got to be on the road 300 nights a year. There's no exceptions. You go to Tampa for a year to 18 months and learn how to wrestle. Go to school. They pay you $2,000 a week basically. You do shows down there, but there was no like nothing. They said Brock Lesnar's like the only one that gets a lighter schedule. No one else has ever negotiated that. Because I was like, how about half the schedule for half the money? And they were like, no. And I was like, half the schedule for a quarter of the money. And they said it doesn't work that way. Everybody does 300 nights a year, 250 to 300. I wasn't gonna do that to my kids, man.
But Don, do you have to go to wrestling school at all?
Yeah, I went to Brad Reagan's wrestling camp down there in Campbell, Minnesota. And Brad broke in Kurt Hennig. He broke in the Nasty Boys. A bunch of guys.
So how long were you there for?
Oh, fuck. I don't remember. A couple months, and then we go back. We keep going back.
Do they put you like in like a dorm? Is it like in like a dorm room and you have to like dorm with the other wrestlers?
No, this is at Brad's house. It was downstairs in the basement. His ring was, and shit. I was lodging in a hotel room.
So you were training out of the guy's house for what, like a couple hours a day?
Yeah.
With other wrestlers?
I would love to have been the garbage man on the route that went by that house. They're like, Jesus, how many broken chairs and tables does this guy go?
The hell's going on in there?
So how many other wrestlers were there with you?
There's just myself and Brian Johnston, and then there's some others would come in and leave. We'd chase them off.
Like, wasn't Brian Johnson like football? Wasn't Johnson he was a football player, right?
No, he was a fighter. He fought in UFC 10. I fought him in UFC 10. And then he fought in 11 and then Ultimate 2, And then I got him into the pro wrestling with me.
So you two were
He was the one that, you remember John McCarthy broke his nose after the fight, stopping the fight? Like McCarthy slammed into him with a forearm to pull him off the guy and broke his nose before his next fight. It was ridiculous.
Wow. So you and Brian Johnston trained for 4 or 5 months. Like, I mean, was it like rigorous, like one practice day or like 3 a days, 2 a days?
I think 2 a days.
2 a days.
It would
go on.
It would change sometimes one a day because Brad was going through a divorce, so he having a hard time, And sometimes we go in there and work out and then just head for the bar, you know.
And and this is for like New Japan, right? Or for Japan Pro Wrestling?
Yeah,
or?
New Japan Pro Wrestling, yeah.
Now, did they pay for you guys?
Yeah, they paid it all, yeah.
Oh, wow. That's a pretty good deal. So you like stay at a Holiday Inn.
It was a great deal.
You fucking train wrestling. Now, I mean, was it brutal? I mean, was it harder than the MMA training?
No, it wasn't. Well, the matches were because, you know, you put your life in their hands, you know, and you gotta trust them. And that's, you know, they broke my fucking neck doing that. And then another injury, I can't, probably, you know, my back fucked up from that.
Fuck.
Yes.
And yeah. You know,
wait, who broke your neck?
The 3 guys did it one night, you know, because they were just, I don't know if I potatoed them, they give me a receipt, you know, or if they were just clumsy or mad because I was getting such a big push, you know.
Right.
But it's
So
probably because I was a little, probably because they give me a receipt because I was a little, you know, I was supposed to be stiff. They told me to be stiff. Man, obviously they didn't tell anybody else about that, you know.
So it was 3 Japanese guys broke your neck.
Yeah. Yeah. So I didn't know at the time, you know, I worked on it for a year and a half, you know, after that. And then finally the pain got to be too much, you know, and then I noticed some dysmorphia in my right shoulder and arm, you know, so I went to my doctor and they said, well, you got a broken neck.
Jesus Christ.
So how many MMA fights?
So you wrestled for a year and a half with a broken neck?
Yeah, that's how dumb I am, yeah.
Woo! Toughest man on earth, baby.
Did you have any MMA fights with a broken neck?
No, but, you know, it was like, let's see. I can't remember when they fused it I think they fused it in 2000. And, you know, then I was back in the ring in 3 months. And then I had the fight against Gilbert Idol, you know, September 2001, you know, and I had the torn adductor and strained groin. And my back was already bad at that point, you know.
Wow, that's crazy.
In Don's defense, they told him to keep his groin really stiff during that fight.
That is nuts, man. By the way, if you're listening, a receipt in pro wrestling is when you hit a guy hard and he doesn't like it, so he really gives you a receipt, so he hits you even harder back.
Okay.
What a receipt is. I give them that's like their lingo, right?
Yeah, because I remember the match, you know, because I remember the 3 hits from the 3 guys, and the last one was, you know, I was on my hands and knees, and the guy stomped the back of my neck, and I heard a crunch. I was like, yo, fucker, what was that? That didn't sound good.
Oh, my God. I mean, you may be the toughest guy in the history of the world, but that's crazy. All right, so MMA news. Bilal Muhammad is going to be main eventing against Vicente Luque. Good for him. That guy will fight anybody, anytime. That's a tough fight. Luque.
That's a good fight, boy. That is a good fight.
I hope Bilal wins. But
when is that one going to be?
I think it's in April.
Okay, so this is coming up in more in the future.
And then they're making Tony Ferguson versus Justin Gaethje, which, man, I don't know if Ferguson has it anymore. I love Ferguson. I'm a huge fan, but he has not looked good his last couple fights. And Justin Gaethje is not the guy you want to fight when you're when you're 0-2 in your last 2. Sean, thoughts about that?
I think they must be having contract negotiation problems with Ferguson because they're apparently trying to disable him permanently or something, man. Like, that's not after the last several fights he's had. That's not a good look, I don't think, man. Like, I thought they'd do Conor and Tony Ferguson because they thought Conor would beat him, but I don't understand that fight at all. Wait, that can't be Justin Gaethje's fighting for the title. That can't be Gaethje.
Oh no, okay. Oh, someone said Gaethje versus Ferguson. All right, so what am I talking about? Oh, so Gaethje's fighting.
Gaethje.
Okay, good.
Gaethje versus Ferguson because we just did Gaethje last night on our podcast. It'll be coming out.
Okay,
yeah.
so it's not Gaethje Oliveira. Yeah, I thought it was Gaethje Oliveira. Let me look into.
They did announce a fight for Tony Ferguson, but I don't remember what it was.
All right, Jeremy Stevens is out of the UFC. He parts ways after 34 fights. Man, Stevens is a guy that was just always so close. You know, I felt bad because he was at that press conference and they were telling guys, say something, right? Because McGregor was actually just dominating the whole press conference. So they tell him, say something. And then he says, like, I knock guys out. And then all of a sudden McGregor goes, who the fuck is that guy? And that became the biggest fucking meme. Like, poor guy.
That's right.
And then he gets known for that. Meanwhile, they kept telling him to say something. Like the people that worked there were like, say, you know, he didn't even want to say anything.
Conor probably had that line lined up, and he was like, "Hey, get him to say something." And
exactly. They just needed somebody to feed him so he could deliver the line.
Oh God, yeah. But Stevens is always in for a fight. I mean, but you know that kind of sucks. I feel like with him, just let him fight forever in the UFC because I mean, have him fight Clay Guida 100 times. So Justin Gaethje next fight, right? All right, because you're right. I heard it was no. They're saying it's Oh no, you're right. Charles Oliveira is fighting Justin Gaethje. UFC 274.
For the title.
Yeah, for the title. Good. So it's not Ferguson. So yeah, good. All right, cool.
Right. I fucked it up. You're right.
Oliveira looks exactly like Ferguson, though. So
all right. So
very similar.
Good. I still think Oliveira wins this. I don't know why. I just think Oliveira's on a different level right now. Greg.
Yeah, I mean, especially after the last fight. I mean, I'm not gonna go against him. Definitely not.
Don.
I will go with my hometown Arizona boy. You know, because he's always looking good, and he's improving every fucking fight. And he seems like, you know, we talked about him yesterday. He seems like he's got his head on straight and everything squared away.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to switch to Gaethje. I'm sorry, Gaethje's just got too much power. I think Gaethje's going to knock him out. I'm switching to Gaethje.
Sean?
Yeah, I'll go Gaethje. So you guys should go opposite. But I mean, I don't know. He's looked. Oliveira's looked amazing his last several. Like he kind of comes through.
He really has. Every time I go against him, he makes me look stupid.
Yeah.
So Melvin Gillard lost 14 fights in a row. Was supposed to fight this Saturday in bare knuckle boxing against a killer. And the Florida Commission said, no, that's not going to happen. Might be the first good thing Florida's ever done in the last, 5 years. Like, this is – I mean, you think that even Florida was like – you know what's fucked up when Florida says, no, we're not going to allow it.
Exactly. When Florida's like, you know what? For your own safety, we're not going to let you fight. That is –
I heard they canceled it because he didn't have COVID. They're like,
we have more reserved for you to sell cocaine and pot.
Yeah, seriously, which is crazy. Yeah, so that's good. That whole bare knuckle boxing though coming up is going to be the Let Me Bang Bro guy, Julian Lane. He's fighting Mike Perry in like 3 weeks. I think that's going to be the fight of the decade. Two guys that are just absolutely out of their minds. Insane.
I don't know if it's true or not, but I heard Perry is getting paid big time by the bare knuckle people, like crazy money.
Good.
See that? I mean, the guy's he's a good name for them. He's the exact.
I heard $500,000 his last fight. That's what somebody said that knows him. That he made $500,000 his last fight. But
how? It's like $1 a year for that app.
I don't know.
The app pays you to fucking watch it. How is that?
Probably the same guy that funds DAZN and the Eagle Fighting Championship and all these other things, man.
I think it's a lot of foreign investment. I think it's a lot of that oligarch money from Russia.
Dude, it's crazy. And they get all the hot chicks. They got Paige Van Zandt. They got the other girl, Pearl Gonzalez. They get
Paige Van Zandt had also kind of run out of options. So
come on. I mean, Rachel Ostovich. They got all the fucking hotties to go over there too. They give them tons of money. It's crazy. Like bare knuckles killing it. But I don't know who's watching. Like I'm watching it, and like 12 other people are watching it. And
you know what we're really watching? We're watching money get laundered. That's what we're watching.
Very likely.
It's crazy. So Ngannou is out for 8 months with a knee surgery. I don't know.
Oh, good.
So does that mean Cyril Gane is the interim champion again?
Yeah. They're going to have another interim championship fight. Great.
Lame.
They should give it to Don. He did the most damage on that card.
Dude, they fucking Ngannou just laid on him. I was like, this is fucking terrible. But I mean, it works. I mean, Gane could not get out from under him. It was crazy.
So now people are all saying that John Jones is going to beat Ngannou or would beat Gane. And at first I was like, no way. After watching the heavyweight, I'm like, Jones is going to win. Jones is going to win. John Jones is going to beat both those guys based on what I saw.
Not if Ngannou pins him down like he did to what's his name. If he gets his hands on him and lays on him like that, he's not strong enough to throw him off. If Cyril Gane couldn't throw him off, John Jones would have a prayer lifting that body.
Cyril Gane has zero wrestling, though. John Jones could have been an All-American. I mean, he was a state champion in high school, and then he was, I think, a JUCO national champion. He also took down Daniel Cormier in wrestling, a 2-time Olympian. I mean,
Daniel Cormier doesn't weigh fucking what Ngannou weighs. I mean, the guy's just a fucking.
Well, he probably
giant,
does now. But
he's he does. Yeah. But the guy's a semi truck of a human.
Don Frye, who wins, John Jones or Ngannou?
You know what? You got to consider the point that if Ngannou had a torn ACL and the other injury, that explains why he didn't do anything that fight, but he did enough to win. So, John Jones is a dirty enough fighter. He'll go after that ACL. Those straight knee kicks.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just how dirty Ngannou wants to be to match Jones.
You're right. You're absolutely right. So Nogueira has now become a boxer. And so has what's his name is now going into boxing. What's his name? The guy. What's his name? Jacare is becoming a boxer. Guys who are known for their jiu-jitsu are now going into boxing. Nogueira he's the former Pride. Nogueira is back. He's competing, but he's facing fellow Octagon veteran Leonardo Guimarães in professional boxing back Sunday night in Brazil. He's 45 years old. He's boxed before. What's going on? Why is this what we're doing now? Like, we're just like picking sports that we don't do and just competing in them? Like,
thanks, Jake Paul. Apparently, you can just, declare yourself a boxer and start boxing, no matter what you do.
And that guy that used to be on the Lakers, Swaggy P, he wants to be a boxer now. He's looking for someone to box. The guy who used to date that, what's her name? The blonde chick that was like the stripper who was
I'm so lost. I watched the
NBA. Realist.
Who is Swaggy P? I've never heard that in my life.
Swaggy P.
He played for the Lakers for like a hot minute. And like long enough to bang half the bitches in LA.
But he was cheating with that female rapper. What the fuck is her name? With the nice ass. What's the girl? What's her name? Bree. Who am I thinking about? Swaggy P's. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, seen your wife.
White girl from Australia.
Yeah, the white girl from Australia. Oh, Iggy Azalea.
Azalea. Ugh.
What? You wouldn't bang Iggy Azalea?
No.
You told me you would bang Caitlyn Jenner.
Yeah. One's an Olympian.
Don, would you bang Caitlyn Jenner?
Again?
Yeah, it depends on how many drinks I had, I guess, fuck.
Right?
How many drinks I had, how many pills, how many punches to the head. I didn't know what I was doing.
All right, so by accident you would. Sean, I would not, for the record, bang Caitlyn Jenner. Sean?
No, I don't think so. Maybe Bruce Jenner, but not Caitlyn. I heard that she was in the. I heard she was in the crowd at UFC 270, and Don said, "Let me bang," and someone took it the wrong way. But I don't know.
Is that?
I don't know so they're gonna be bang, bro, and somebody took it the wrong way, and what happened, I guess.
So people were mad at Dana White for not putting the belt around Ngannou. They said that he was mad because Ngannou won, and it was a contract dispute. Dana said there was some shit going on backstage, and that's why he did it. I believe Dana because a lot of times this crazy stuff going backstage, and he's the guy. People don't like. I actually believe him. I feel like if Dana didn't want to put the belt around him, he would just say, "No, I'm not putting the belt around him because yada yada yada." I mean, when has Dana ever not liked somebody and didn't verbalize it? He's not that
right.
guy.
So what was he? He was distracted. He just had to deal with some other shit.
He said there was an altercation backstage, and he wouldn't say what it was. I know there was an altercation at like a long time ago. It was right, Sean? Wasn't it
I wonder what altercation they could be talking about at UFC 270.
No, but I don't think it was this one. But remember, it was like
Nate Diaz at 199. UFC 199. I actually Danny gave me 2 front row tickets to it, and I went out to go to the bathroom. Had to wait in the line when Max Holloway and that other dude had that awesome exchange. Like I didn't see that, and then I heard that Jason Guida got in a fight with Nate Diaz backstage, which was awesome. Also, Jay Silva, they gave me 2 tickets. Jay Silva said he would take one. I had someone offer me $1,500 for that other ticket, and Jay Silva no-showed me. Said I'm in the parking lot on the way, and I was like, dude, this dude wants his ticket for $1,500. Dude, I'm walking up right now, and then he just never called me.
And it wasn't Jason Guida. It was the Guida brothers versus like all of Stockton. It was like 30. It was like 45 guys from Stockton versus the Guida brothers backstage.
They were like, fight Stockton so easy, even a caveman could do it. And Jason Guida jumped up and
dude.
No, that's an older reference, but it really works here, and I hope people can appreciate that.
Nate Diaz. Like one time I saw him at a party, you know, I told the story before, but he was like just mad dogging everybody. And I was trying to avoid eye contact because it was like right when MMA Roasted started. And we locked eyes, and he goes, "Come here." And he gave me like the biggest hug, and he was just like so fucking nice, like beyond nice. And then Nick walks by, I go, "Hey, Nick." And Nick just keeps walking and goes, "Don't worry, he doesn't talk to me either, right?" And then Nate goes, "You want to train with us tomorrow?" I'm like, "No, absolutely not. Like, there's no fucking way." But Nate was like the nicest dude ever. We took a picture though, and the first picture he's like smiling, and he looks at it. He goes, "Take it again." He took it again, and he's got like that like frown, like you know, like just tough, angry stare. Like that's the one he wanted. Like, you know, people like it's the opposite. They want the smile. Not Nate Diaz. He was like, "Fuck it, I'm smiling. That's gonna ruin my image." But yeah, Nate's a badass motherfucker. Like I would not want to fight that guy or even have that guy after me. I feel like those guys are like, if you ever were like in a war or you like a battle, there are certain guys you'd always want on your team. Like if you had like a fight,
like Don Frye,
the Diaz brothers, what's his name? Darren Elkins is the guy that will just fight until he's
Mike Perry.
Just, I mean, there are certain guys that like fight because it's a fun sport, and certain guys it's just like
just ignore Sean while you're at it right there in front of him. You know.
Sean,
you don't want me on your side to fight. I'm too smart for that.
Sean, who?
I was going to say, you don't know if McCorkle's going to switch sides halfway through the fight.
Or he'd be like, "Whoa!" He'd be like, "What a shitty punch!" You know who else is a shitty punch? Brendan Schaub. It would just be making McCorkle.
That's it. Brendan Schaub just replaced you on my fantasy comedy team, Adam.
McCorkle, who would you have on your top 5 street fight team in the UFC?
Oh God, Don Frye would be one of them for sure. Both Diaz brothers for sure. Man, you guys named all the good ones. Mike Perry. I'm trying to think of who else. Stone Cold Steve Austin, if it was choreographed. Yeah, who else? Who's the 5th?
Mayhem Miller.
Fuck.
Well, if he's available.
Yeah, I mean Diego Sanchez.
Yeah.
I don't know. Diego might be on my team too. Diego Sanchez.
Oh, fuck the heavyweight from New Zealand. Fuck.
Oh, Tai Tuivasa.
Mark Hunt.
Oh, Mark Hunt.
Yeah, Mark Hunt.
Yeah, he would kill you. He would like straight murder you.
Oh, what about John
Right.
Jones? John Jones,
Well,
he's
maybe
going to
you.
cheat.
He would murder.
He's going to do everything he has to do to fucking, all you got to do is promise him a little cocaine at the end.
Who would be on your top
Right,
five?
right.
Khabib. Khabib will fucking. I mean, that dude. Anybody from Dagestan, pretty much, would be on my team because it wouldn't even be. Greg, who'll be on your top 5 team?
We already named him.
All right, and then Don, all-time top 5.
Yeah, man, we already named him. Come on, man.
All right.
Mick, I'm going to go with the Navy SEALs I know, man. Shit.
Who? Josh.
He was the SAS guy from England, and he's actually Welsh in English, and he's a tough fucker. He was the armor at all the Michael Mann movies I did. So he was awesome. He was awesome.
Josh Barnett. That dude's fucking crazy. Josh Barnett.
Now, here's my 5. Ronda Rousey, Holly Holm, Cortez, that girl Cortez.
They be on your team? Yep.
Yeah, all the hot girls of MMA, and then I would just sit back and watch.
Dude, you're not kidding. Dude, some of these kids in middle school, there's these 2 girls on the other team. They've been wrestling since they were like 5 years old. They're murdering everybody. I mean, it's a different level. It's a different game now. So, it's a whole new sport.
They mature faster. So, up to age 12, they got it on you. Shit.
Yeah, but they're jacked too. I mean, fucking jacked.
That's weird.
That's weird.
That's weird. You shouldn't have jacked 8-year-old daughters. Like, this is bizarre.
I hear you. So what do you got coming up, McCorkle?
Nothing. What about you guys? Pretty much. I have a doctor's appointment at some point in a couple of weeks. That's about what I got going on right now.
I'm going to be on an episode of Star Trek Picard coming up. I don't know when.
Congratulations.
Thank you about that. And then this week I'm going to be in Cabo, doing comedy in Cabo. And then I got a gig in San Diego coming up on the 9th, February 9th with Uncle Creepy and Jason Ellis. So
that'll be fun.
Yeah. Greg, what do you got coming up?
Well, right now I'm already here. I'm at the Strat in Las Vegas. I'll be here through Sunday at the brand new LA Comedy Club room on the main floor. So, and the club is amazing. It's beautiful. You could tell they really put all their thought and energy into creating a perfect comedy experience. It's amazing. Come down and check it out. Valentine's weekend, Dallas, Texas. I'll be at the brand new TK's Comedy in Addison, which is an amazing venue, very classy, amazing food. That one is going to be on February 11, 12, and then Valentine's night, the 14th. And then February 25, 26, we'll be down there in Tucson. Don Frye is scheduled to come out and show his pretty face and do some comedy there at Laughs in Tucson.
And then Don, what about you?
Well, I'm not going to Cabo. I'm not going to Vegas. I'm not doing Star Trek. Thank you for sharing your agent with me. I appreciate that.
Don,
thanks for that.
Don,
that good word.
You've lived the life of 100 men, by the way. I was never in Godzilla. I mean, give me a fucking break.
Hard to go to Cabo when they have your passport frozen, but.
So, all right. Oh, we got to talk about this. I just looked this on TMZ because this is obviously very. So Figueredo, fucking Figgy, he got the belt tattooed on his leg, on his arm.
Oh wow!
It says the world. I hope imagine he gets popped for steroids. How funny would that be if he gets popped? They take away, like if he fails a drug test, they take it away.
He's like, you can't take it away. It's permanent on my body.
Oh my god! But yeah, I don't know how.
Shrink.
What do you think about this tattoo?
I don't know. It looks pretty cool. I mean, if I were flyweight champion, I don't know. It's pretty cool, man.
Oh, by the way, what do you think about the Hall of Fame not having Barry Bonds or Roger Clemens or the pitcher Curt Schilling in the Hall of Fame?
Well, they've all got those big PED issues.
Yeah, but so does every other player does too. I mean, it's not like Clemens only took PEDs towards the end, I think. And Kurt Schilling is just super right wing, and people don't like some of his comments. He never did any PEDs. I mean, if you're going to base it on performance, I mean, O.J. Simpson's still in the Football Hall of Fame. Did he get kicked out or no?
I have no idea.
Probably not. Yeah,
I mean,
who knows?
If O.J. gets to stay in the Football Hall of Fame, you got to put anybody with, You know
what? I feel like you just now bringing that up, someone's going to be like, oh, my God, he's still in here. We got to get this the fuck out of here.
How about Pete Rose? Is he in yet?
No, and that's also bullshit. I mean,
it's all political. It's all political, man.
Yeah, the Pete Rose thing, they should have cut that loose a long time ago. That's so dumb.
So is OJ in the Hall of Fame? Yes, he's still in the Hall of Fame. An obscure.
Is that the Hall of Fame of murderers or football?
Dude, I saw Pete Rose in Las Vegas, and he was at some store at like one of the malls, and you could like take a picture with him.
Yeah. Like
if you bought something, you got a picture with him. And if not, he was behind like a screen. It was like a fucking zoo animal. He was a zoo animal in this store. Literally, people were coming up, taking pictures and leaving. And he's sitting there. No one's there. No one's buying a $95 fucking thing. It was the most saddest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Dude, was that at the shop at the Mall of America in Minneapolis?
No, it was in Las Vegas.
Oh, okay.
And I've never seen anything so sad before. Like
I've seen the exact same thing, and maybe it was here in Vegas that I saw it too. And they were like, "Today he's gonna," and I was like, "The real guy's gonna be here." And there he was, just sitting there all depressed. And you're right, it was like a zoo. He just was like, "This is what I do. I just show up, and if anybody wants anything, I sign it." Like,
I mean, zoo animals. At least zoo animals, you could feed them like peanuts and shit. Like it was even sadder than a zoo animal. Like it was beyond. That was crazy. And then I did a show one time at the Ha-Ha, right? And there was like 6 people in the crowd. And Fraser Smith goes on. If you guys know Fraser, he's like an old school comedian. He wears a suit. And he tells a joke. And he just like, every joke is like a one-liner. And some of them are really funny. But he's like, I went to go to the basketball game, and this is back when like the fucking Clippers were terrible. And they go, yeah, Clipper fans. I went to call up. I'm like, what time did the game start? And the guy's like, what time could you get here? Like, hey, that kind of thing. And like, it was one of the Bill Clinton has a new book out. It's a pop-up book. Like it's one of those. Like, so he goes up there and he does a Pete Rose joke, right? So then I'll go in the hallway, and this fucking 6'4" guy comes out and goes, "Yo, I don't appreciate your Pete Rose joke." And Fraser's like scared, and he goes, "Sorry, who are you?" He goes, "I'm Tyler Rose. That's my dad." Right? It's like there was 6 people in the crowd, and one of them was fucking Pete Rose.
And he was like, "My dad said he bet you won't do it again."
Dude, so Fraser like fucking turned like white and was like, "I'm sorry, man," and rightfully so. I mean, I understand why, but then the guy's like, "It's okay, man. That's my dad. It was a sensitive topic, blah blah." So then I go back in there and I'm like, "So I was fucking Pete Rose in the ass." Like,
oh my God.
The guy's like, "What?" And I'm like, I'm kidding.
Jesus. And you wonder why people fucking punch you and shit from the audience.
But I mean, there was 4 people there. One of them was Pete Rose's son. I mean, what are the chances that fucking Tyler Rose was in the crowd? That was crazy.
That's pretty random.
So he's 6'4". Hey, big deal. He's 6'4". He's obviously not athletic, or else he'd been playing baseball, right?
Yeah, I mean, he was. I think he did play something. He was an athlete. He's never made it pro. But yeah, Tyler, right. That was crazy. And then one time, Vivica Fox got mad at me. Hey, did I tell you that story? Vivica Fox.
Maybe.
Well, she was dating 50 Cent at the time.
Oh, right.
And I go give it up for Mrs. Cent. And then she got so fucking pissed. She did not want to be called Mrs. Cent. But yeah, she wrote a letter. She called up the promoter complaining. I'm like, dude, don't go to a concert.
Fucking A. Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, come on. What are you gonna do? So but by the way, McCorkle, now that you're engaged, does it feel different?
No, we haven't set a wedding date or anything like that. Just, I feel like I have less money.
Did you have sex on the engagement night?
No, we're both still virgins. We're gonna wait till we're married. I'm a reborn virgin. So
I mean, are you okay with your back? I mean, do you have to be on top, or do you like lay down?
Dude, I can barely walk down my stairs at this point. Although I am talking to a new pain management doctor, so I'm sure that'll turn out well. They I call them. They're like, yeah, we don't have a referral for you. I was like, well, I've been calling every month for the last 6 months. You guys have my referral the last 5 months. You know what I mean, or whatever. Well, don't know till you get no one from the doctor, and now my doctor wants money for another referral.
Oh God!
Like, well, you're gonna come in and do another appointment for $350. I'm like, no, I'm not coming in and paying you $350 to fax something. You know.
Sean,
so,
you once told me you have an 11-inch hog. So, like, she's not getting any of that?
Wait, who said that?
You did.
Oh, I thought you said your ex said that.
No. You told me you have an 11-inch hog, and your girl's not getting any of it?
No, I mean, we still make it work on occasion, but no, my back is literally ruining my life, man. Like, it is no joke.
Greg,
it's on a happy note.
Greg, what's that look for?
I just I don't know. I feel bad. It sucks that he's, the pain management thing that he goes through. I feel bad. You know what I mean? Like, McCorkle, I love McCorkle, and I just hate seeing him being all, having to go through all these things with his back and his legs, the whole thing.
I thought you were upset about his 11-inch hog.
And also the 11-inch hog, I'm like, what a waste. You know what? I would.
Well, Greg, if I ever get the chance, I'll break you off
something. Carry around an 11-inch hog.
What was that, Greg?
I would have back problems too if I had to carry around an 11-inch hog. I'd be like, oh, what's wrong with you? And I would be proud to. I'd be like, oh, my back, what's wrong? I have this giant dick, and it just gives me lower back problems all day.
I've been using it as a kickstand, which might be throwing off my my balance on my spine, which probably causing it to hurt. I don't know.
Oh my God! Well, listen, that's our podcast.
Hey, wait, one last thing, real quick. My workshop is now streaming on Teachable.com. So comedyinstitute.teachable.com, and you can use the promo code MMA Roasted for 50% off.
And if anybody wants to change their screen name to McCorkle's 11-inch hog, feel free, because that'll just make him laugh. But
it will come with back problems.
No doubt.
All right, take care, guys. Love you guys. Be good.
Yeah.